Close to 600 sky observations are buried in one ancient poem. Descriptions of the sun, the moon, the planets, and the stars, scattered across its verses like footnotes nobody asked for. One researcher argues that those 600 fragments are enough to date a 14-year journey to the day. Not to the century, to the day. The journey is the Ramayana, the account of Rama, his wife Sita, and his brother Lakshmana, exiled from the kingdom of Ayodhya, driven south across the length of a subcontinent, and drawn at last into a war on an island. It is one of the oldest stories the world still tells. And the question we are chasing is a strange one. How do you put a date on a journey that may be more than 14,000 years old? You don't dig for it. You read the sky and the text. The man who tried is Nilesh Nilkanth Oak, and the attempt is laid out in his book, The Historic Rama, published also under the blunt title 12,209 BCE. That number is his answer. His reconstruction places the events around 12,200 years before the Common Era. Hold that figure lightly for now. We'll come back to how contested it is. First, watch what he actually does with the poem. Valmiki, the poet credited with the Ramayana, kept describing the sky, a planet in a certain constellation, a particular moon, a season. On their own, these are just color, but the sky is a clock that never stops moving. The slow wobble of the earth shifts the stars over thousands of years. And so a sky described precisely enough can, in principle, only have happened once. Oak's method is to treat every one of those roughly 600 observations as a constraint, and to ask, is there a single window in time where all of them are true at once? In his reconstruction, there is. From it, an itinerary falls out. It begins with the cruelty of timing. In Oak's dating, the day meant for Rama's coronation became the day he left. On the 21st of December, 12,223 BCE, instead of being crowned, Rama walks out of Ayodhya into 14 years of exile, with Sita and Lakshmana beside him. His father, King Dasharatha, broken by it, dies roughly 6 days later. Then comes a scene that gives the timeline a human anchor. About 3 months on, the 10th of April, 12,222 BCE, in Oak's reconstruction, Rama's brother Bharata finds the exiles at Chitrakut and begs him to return. Rama refuses. The vow holds. Bharata leaves carrying Rama's sandals, the Paduka, and rules in his name as a regent, placing the sandals on the throne in his brother's place. What follows is the long middle of the story, and on Oak's calendar, it really is long. For roughly 10 years, the three of them roam the Dandakaranya, a vast forest tract spread across what is now Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh. A decade of wandering, compressed in most retellings into a single sentence. 10 of the 14 exile years pass here, in this one stretch of forest, moving ashram to ashram, sage to sage, across a wilderness larger than many modern nations. It is the part of the journey the poem says least about, and on Oak's calendar, it is by far the longest. A prince who might have ruled an empire instead spends a decade learning the names of rivers. Only in the final stretch, on the advice of the sage Agastya, do they settle at Panchavati on the Godavari River near modern Nashik. For about 2 years, there is something like a home. It does not last, and here Oak's method produces its most vivid single anchor. A battle breaks out at Panchavati against the demon Khara and his commanders. Oak dates it to the 28th of March, 12,210 BCE, and notes that on that day, the text's sky carries a solar eclipse, a darkening of the sun in the middle of a fight 14,000 years ago, recovered from the words of a poem. Whether or not you accept the year, pause on the audacity of the claim, that the verse is detailed enough to be checked against an eclipse. Soon after comes the turn the whole story pivots on, the abduction of Sita. The golden deer, the demon Maricha, the decoy that draws the brothers away, Ravana carrying Sita off toward his stronghold. Here, Oak is careful, and we should be too. He says the text simply does not give precise enough evidence to fix the exact day. His reconstruction places it loosely in the window of May to July, 12,210 BCE, and leaves it at that. A good chronology knows where its own edges are. The hunt for Sita brings allies. Rama meets Sugriva and Hanuman, and is drawn into Sugriva's quarrel with his brother Vali. The first duel, in Oak's dating, is on the 21st of September, 12,210 BCE, and Rama, watching from cover, does not shoot. He cannot tell the two brothers apart from a distance. The next day, the 22nd, they fight again, this time with Sugriva wearing a garland of Gajapushpa flowers, so Rama can pick him out. Vali falls. 2 near-identical days, separated by a single detail, exactly the kind of fine grain Oak's reading depends on. Then the search. The one that matters heads south. Angad, Jambavan, and Hanuman toward Lanka. And here we have to be precise about something the poem is not precise about. Where is Lanka? Oak argues it is not the island we now call Sri Lanka. Reading ancient Indian astronomical texts that fix a reference Lanka on the prime meridian running through Ujjain and on the equator near 0 degrees latitude, 0 degrees longitude, he points instead to a broad region far to the south. It is a debated reading and a story for another day. For now, simply hold it open. Lanka is somewhere south, and exactly where is a question this account deliberately leaves on the table. Hanuman reaches it, whatever it is, between the 27th and 30th of August, 12,209 BCE. He finds Sita alive and carries the news back. Then the army comes. Nala builds the causeway across the water, the Nala Setu, and the host crosses. And on Oak's calendar, the crossing and the march set up the second great sky anchor of the whole journey. The war begins, in his reconstruction, on the 25th of December, 12,209 BCE, a day or two after the full moon. A war that opens in bright moonlight, datable by the phase of the moon. It runs about 13 days. Ravana is killed on the 7th of January, 12,208 BCE. Two of the journey's hinge points, a battle under an eclipse and a war under a full moon, are exactly the kind of celestial bookmark Oak's whole method is built to read. The return is almost gentle. The flying chariot, the Pushpaka, carries them north to the ashram of the sage Bharadwaj on the 12th of January, and Hanuman is sent ahead to tell Bharata the vow is fulfilled. The next day, the 13th of January, 12,208 BCE, which Oak ties to a specific lunar day, a Shukla Shashti, Rama comes home to Ayodhya and is crowned. The coronation that should have happened 14 years earlier finally happens. Now the honest part. Oak's window is far, far older than the mainstream view of the Ramayana, and it has serious published critics who have written detailed rebuttals, point by point. This is not a settled date, and you should not leave thinking it is. What it is, and this is the genuinely interesting thing, is a single solution proposed for hundreds of constraints at once. Its strength is not authority or consensus. Its strength is internal consistency. The claim that 600 scattered sky descriptions, solved together, point to one window and one itinerary. That is a claim that can, in principle, be tested and argued with, rather than merely believed. Which is the real reason to sit with it. Most ancient stories ask only that you listen. This one, read this way, dares you to check it against the sky.